Finally. Yeah, let me share this link. Sorry guys, it was a bit late because my PC had this update. I had to do this Microsoft Windows update. And yeah, it took some time. Don't mind. Let me share this on my Twitter and online. Today we'll do the setup part. I didn't set it up anything. I was preparing for some interviews and also I don't didn't have much time. And I hope the audio is also clean. I think if you have any issues with the audio, let me know. Let me see the properties. Make it 2 p.m.
Okay. I think audio should be fine. Let me know if it doesn't work. Something like that. Let me share this link. So today's agenda is like let's do setup and do some basic. Let's identify if we can find any vulnerability. But yeah, my CVE is going to be reported. I'm getting a CVE in a couple of days. So yeah, let's go. Yeah. Let's go. I'll be using Meta AI. Don't have Chat GPT on this machine. I mean, I have two laptops. This is one laptop and this is a different laptop. So this is my day-to-day laptop. This laptop I can't carry everywhere because it's kind of old. It's loose. All the parts just shake every time. So just keep it aside just for streaming. That's it. I just did that. Uh, and I was like very hesitant to do this on this personal machine because it doesn't have any streaming kind of sort of things on that. So I don't want to do on that machine and do it here now and then. So it's like I'll just do it here. Let's open Brave. Yeah, we got all our things running. And we have a Sublime text running to wait for a couple of minutes. Let's do things. People will join slowly. Big deal. Uh, and also I'll try to try to randomize the stream not only for CVE hunting, just like for sometimes just to talk or maybe read some blogs or do some incident response things and stuff like that. So do let me know if that's a good idea. We actually thought to go with Lunary, right? Yeah, this is the project. Let's do the installation, guys. Let's go to the docs right here. Let's remove all the other things. Let's try to only have things that are required. CV hunting blocks. Fine. Yeah, let's keep this hunter page too. Can go through that. Let's see the docs. Let's go to Python. I think that's the thing. Python install Lunary. Okay, let's do that. I think I have pip3. Yeah, so let me do. I think I need to install Python virtual environment. Uh, how things are going to work. Sudo apt install Python 3 there. Do I have a virtual environment? Yeah, I do have a virtual environment. So let me do. Let me move these things. These are some challenges that I've developed. So directories mv English to go back to challenges. Let's make CVE hunting. Okay. Let me activate this thing. I'm just activating my virtual environment, guys, because I can't actually install directly using Python 3, pip 3 directly, because it's kind of because it's not also safe also, because sometimes it might break things and all. I think that's the way they mentioned. Okay, so setup, you need to get a Lunar Republic key. Mm. Let me do one thing. Let me enlarge this a little bit and let me log in and let me get the public. I don't want you guys to see all my details. I'm just signing up to that Lunar AI platform. It's nothing more than just logging into my dummy account and I can actually do something. Let's go to the Lunar. Remove this docs thing. Let me sign up. Get started. Continue with Google. Hello. I'm just using my Gmail. That's it. It's pretty basic. I'm just signing up. Where should I get the Lunar Republic? Where is the public key? The Lunar Republic key to settings. LLM. Oh, I got my public keys. I'm just following the step there. That's it. Nothing more than that. Mhm. Okay. Let me come back again. mean, it's just protecting my public. I use this email anyway. Yeah, hello Jay. Cool, I think that should be fine. Okay, so I exported my public key. You can sign up and find it out. It's not okay. Okay. Okay, I need to install OpenAI also. Let me do that. Okay, so I need to add the API keys and all. Just keep that aside. This is how I use and all. How do I basically install that web thing? I'm just looking for self-hosting. Yeah, Docker. Mm, set up a PostgreSQL database. Yeah, this is the reason why I use ChatGPT like that. Just make my job easy. That's not lunar AI. Let me give this link. Uh, do this. I guess I need to sudo. Hmm, okay. For today, let's try to do some, static analysis because this is a Python module, and I'm sure I could go to this cd slash dot when. I mean, I'll figure out a way how I can do this, but for the time being, let's do some static analysis. Let's go to the source files and maybe identify some vulnerabilities and all. Let's see if we can find any functions which can be leveraged to get some vulnerable functions and all. Let's try that. So let me identify where this is. Name lunary to slash dev slash dev, right? I just put stars before and after. Let's see. Let's find a proper location. Yeah, we're finding the location. Cool guys. Okay. Hmm. We'll do the static analysis part for today. Uh, let's see all the functions that are available. Let's go through each functions and maybe identify something that is cool or something that is vulnerable. Let's do that. Yeah, in the meantime, you can post your questions. And also remember that this is not some kind of CTF kind of video where I go through things and I get things. Let me start some. So I'll try to do as much as I can and identify some things. Let's see if it's actually cool. I think this is where it is. Yeah, I found out a couple of files. Okay, we have some agent py. Do you have VS Code? Yeah, let's open code here. We go through each files and see if I'll trust the others because I'm the one. So you need dot py. Hmm. Let's look for OS first. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, there is import OS. Let's see if there is something OS related functions that are not sanitized or stuff like that. There is OS in init and consumer.py too. Let's see what they are. Init is mostly for initializing and all those things. So, mm, sorry, what was that? Consumer.py, right? Let's see where this OS is being used. OS is being used because OS is used to run this OS dot. Oh, it is just OS is being used. That's it. I mean, they're just calling the function. Nothing. Hmm. Not interesting. OS function is not being used here. Mm, post verbose. One idea I have is like, since this is loading an API key every time, maybe if I can write the environment variable of an API key to some some command, and once it gets parsed, maybe it can execute some command injection. I don't know. Let's try. Let's try that out. I mean, just need to try it out. Everything we can. Let's go to init. Let's see. OS dot. Hmm. No, import OS here. Let's see if there's any environment variable. Not there. Not being called anywhere for some reason. Let's go back. Hmm. Purpose. Let's only look for. We're running this properly. No, there's something wrong. Hey, there is OS dot environment variable get. OS dot get environment. OS dot environment get. Oh, this is cool. Let's go to config. Hmm. Let's search if I can do something with this thing. Can I execute some commands with this thing? I don't know. I mean, I'm just curious if I can parse command injection. Let's see, there is some discussion. Using a database comparison. Is related to SQL injection, preventing command injection. Why is this audio quality a mess? Let's Yeah, eval is one function we can search for. That's a cool thing. OS commands, but commands are not being called anywhere, to be honest. It's just OS environment get variable. That's it. This Python 3, yeah, it's not dot get env. What's the difference? Basically, is found on important. It's actually same. So exception but returns none. Only none exception. Okay. Export psi equals to pwd. Let's see. Okay. We have an environment variable set. Let's see if it's possible. I'm not sure. I'm to be honest, I'm not sure, but I felt like it could be os dot get env. Oh, I should print right. Sorry. And oh, is it capital? Sorry. Okay. Let's see the type. String class. So I think it's not possible to do that. Yeah, it's not possible. Yeah, it's not possible, I guess. Yeah, it's a failed attempt, but yeah. Hmm. Let's see if we have any eval function. Here's an API endpoint, which is kind of cool. Let's use that too. Yeah, exec. Yeah, I got a couple of questions. Hello, why can tutorial on about incidents, incidents or what? Detect D. Oh, it's okay. What is detect D? I actually forgot. Oh, this is hunting down usernames. Hi, hi. I don't know what I can who I can start. Windows. I mean, it's just for enumeration, man. It's not like too bad or something like that. It's just for enumeration. If you want to enum something, just do that. It's not too critical. It's just to sending some curl requests to all the websites and see. I mean, it's basically like it's sending a curl request to x.com slash s4thv. This is my username. So it just looks for that response. That's it. If I give like s4thv and k1, you have the username doesn't exist kind of thing. So the tool basically looks for the response every time and checks for a keyword. For example, if I want to write a tool for X in source code, I look for this key term. But if it is actually there, if it is not there, then I would consider that to be a legal user. So It's a basic tool. I don't need much for that. Yeah. So we don't have much attack surface here. Let's go through some functions and let's see. I mean, the thing is, none of the parameters. The reason why I searched for the OS first is like if there are any commands that are being executed on the system, and if there is something, I would go and see if there are any input parameters that the function is taking is actually being sanitized or not. So that's the reason I've actually searched for the OS. And we can also search for sub process. I think it won't be there. Sub process is one more command kind of tool. Yeah, that's you can actually get a really cool. Yeah, you can really get a cool bugs if you identify some kind of command is being executed on your machine, and you need to trace back. You need to identify if there is a command being executed, and then see what type of parameters it is taking, and see if those parameters are getting sanitized when taken from the user or maybe from the request or stuff like that. That's the basic thing, and it works most of the time. So yeah, that's cool thing. That's the first thing I was actually searching, and but I was not able to find anything. But that means we need to go to the next one. Let's see. So there is a user ID being taken. Mm, it's just setting up some user IDs. I think that's the basic thing. So every input parameter, I think it should be sanitized most of the time. I'm actually looking for all the inputs we're getting, like get requests and all. I mean, I may be wrong, but yeah. Get attribute. Let's search for some what are some dangerous um, static application is something, it doesn't have much of the functionality. It's just like a blog or something like that. For example, if you take my blog, it is a static website. It does nothing basically except display the content that I'm trying to do. But dynamic is something like if you take amazon.com, it's a very dynamic because like you're searching for something, you're logging in, so it's like they have like a lot more functionality for the dynamic thing. So yeah, that's what is. Hmm. Let's read this blog. Answer anti-user input. This is the one I was actually searching. You have predict. Let's see. I mean, this is not an ML model, but let's see. Hey, there is a predict function. What can we do with that? Applications, but it's actually not taking any input if you can observe carefully. It's mostly, nothing is there here. It's not actually taking an input, it's like hard coded input. So if it is actually trying to take an input, then I would have tried some kind of a payload or stuff like that. But ah, let's go. Let's see what other things we have. Mm, yeah, dynamic construction can be exploited, but in our case, it's uh, nothing is there. It's already hard coded, so I think we can't do anything. Hmm. Stored system. I mean, I don't think we have system. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have system. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, dynamic. Game in the sense the websites, right? The applications. I'm assuming it's a website. It's a dynamic thing. I mean, you mentioned API and application types, so I'm assuming it's a website. So let me give it, static and dynamic analysis, and static website and dynamic website. But I'm not sure about this game part. The sub process is not there. Okay, let's see. In dir, I guess. Think that's what I did, right? Lol. Sorry. God damn it. I have a lot of functions. I think we need to ignore those under scroll ones because kind of useful. Users. What is this users? Is it a keyword in Python or what? Any? Oh, these are like third party things, right? From PyDynat, PyTantic. I think these are some third party things. Users import. What the I mean, why is it being used? So you can see what I observed was like most of these are like third party. It's not this function. These are like kind of modules itself. Why these modules are being used within the Lunary itself? Why? I'm kind of confused. I mean, if you take, for example, import math, and if I do a dir, you'll only see the functions that are math related, right? You can see dist, all these things. I never saw something like OS and all these things in any of these things, I don't know why. Is it like a combiner or what? Let's ask AI. If I do request, oh, does have a lot of uh, dependencies for some reason. My string. Good. Just a minute. Pour some water. Hmm. There are like so many built-in functions. How can I see the functions that are actually written by Lunary? Get parents run ID? Ah, okay. This is just doing some config pull up. Core? You get some API or something. This tool. Is it printing some address? Let's see if there are any other inbuilt functions. Yeah, there are some inbuilt functions. These are the one which starts with underscore or like mid. Open thread. Let's see. What is UUID? Oh, it prints user IDs. If you want a unique ID, it just gets a. Okay. Is run ID being called or used somewhere? It's being connected to string. This runs. I mean, I can see inputs are there, but it's not being called or used anywhere. What is this user CTX? I think I'm just doing static analysis, guys. I'm not running this application yet. Looks like there is nothing much. To be honest, I am not able to find anything. Let's ask that GPT itself. I mean, Meta AI itself. Yeah, dynamic analysis is left. Cool. So, chat, I hope you got my point. So, I installed a module and I went through all the functions on all the files, and I tried to identify any functions, any modules that are actually trying to, use some dangerous functions, like which uses the process of using import OS and all those things. So that's the reason why I went through all these things, and I was not able to find anything. It's mostly interacting with an API service. Maybe after installing this, just give me time for tomorrow. I'll stream again on day after tomorrow. I'll try to set this up locally on my machine using Docker, and in the next series, from next series onwards, let's try to do some dynamic analysis where I'll go through all the things, like since we have a website also, we can do some requests and play with those requests and all those things. That should actually be a good thing. Let me stop this music. It's yeah. So I guess that should be a good thing. But for the static analysis, I couldn't find anything. If you have anything in your mind, just post it in the chat. I'll just search for them. I forgot to search SQL. Right. Let's see if I find something related. There's a lot of API calls being made, so I guess we have a very good thing to play around with. What else? I think that should be the basic things. Select. No, there is no SQL or anything being used here. I think I done good job. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm still a noob though, but I still feel there is no functions or that is actually being used. But I'm kind of curious why why the module comes with those OS packages pre-installed with that. I mean, I haven't seen something like that in a while. We should do some research on that too. But yeah, kind of really curious on like why they actually want to directly hardcode this OS module. Can we see the version of those and maybe identify if there are any old version? Let's see. Sorry. Oh, don't have version. Let's see. Oh, that's all. Instead of using third-party ones, they're actually integrating that. I just need to do some research on that, why it's actually being used. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But bad thing is like we are not able to find any vulnerability in that because I think it's kind of, I mean, the OS is not being used anywhere within the code or something like that where it is trying to perform some major activity. So that being said, it's kind of waste of time for the time being. Or else I'll try to do some research on that and let you know if I find something cool. But yeah, this is what I found out from. Yeah, there is no regex. Let's see if there is a regex. Oh, there is no. But shell is not there too. Uh, yeah, sub process is not there as always. The process is not there. Yeah. So I tried to identify some things, but looks like there's nothing successful or useful from that. Yeah. So next thing that is left is I'll try to do some more enum on these things and maybe identify something that is really cool. And also the next stream I'll try to do the enum part. Oh, just a minute. Yeah. Yeah, so that being said, the attempt looks unsuccessful for the time being. Let me go through some of the previous things that the people reported and we look out for things. Yeah, mostly these are related to web things. So there's like a lot of, as I mentioned, there are a lot of API calls that are being made. Uh, and yeah, there's like a lot of mail website related vulnerabilities. I guess I can see that. So in the next video or this next part of the series, I'll try to install this dynamically and maybe do some attack on that. So that being said, thank you for joining the stream for today. I hope there's nothing much. I just went through all the Python modules and see if there are any dangerous modules, but I find nothing. Yeah, that's everything for today. And this is a initial step for like document when you're doing some kind of finding a vulnerability. You need to see if there are any dangerous functions being involved, even it's a website or stuff like that. You need to do that. So yeah, that being said, I'll be there for like couple of minutes. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask, and uh, let me know if you have any questions. Yeah. Yeah, so thanks for the good session. It's cool. It's my pleasure. Why don't you use Linux? I actually have a Linux. This machine which I'm actually streaming from has an Arch Linux as a dual boot. But the reason why I do with Windows is like I don't know if the streaming part and all it's more comfortable. And even on my main laptop, I use Windows. And I like Linux, but not as a desktop because I waste a lot of my time doing this rising and all these things. So I just waste a lot of time from on Linux because it gives me like so many options to modify and do. So that's the reason I'm not on Linux. And also there are some tools which I reuse every day are not available on Linux for some reason. So yeah, Windows fine. And also the commands that I ran here are like nothing but Windows subsystem for Linux, which gives me the command line options to run Linux commands and all. I mean that's all I need. I actually want to run couple of commands and have interaction with Linux. I mean virtual machine is an option, but Windows subsystem for Linux is kind of great alternative because it doesn't consume more resources. It's just like a terminal you open which consumes like very less resources. Like I can show you that it's not even, it doesn't even take anything. It hardly takes anything. You can see it's like 229 MB, but there's nothing more than that. I mean, if you see properly, it's the other tasks that are eating up, not this Windows subsystem for Linux. So, it's for me, the convenience is the main thing. So that's the reason I use Windows subsystem for Linux, and I also love like Linux. I have like so many virtual private servers on DigitalOcean. I use it for some different tasks and all. So yeah, but they do have some kind of limitations. Uh, like this Windows subsystem for Linux is very good, guys. Like I don't know if you many how many of you use Windows, but WSL2 is like it got way better. Only problem is like you can't connect drivers and all like some USB things and all to this. But I think they're trying to add a functionality for that. So yeah, it's a really cool thing. You can even access GUI from this thing, which is really really cool. Like the one thing that I did was like code dot. I was able to actually open code directory from there, and it actually worked fine. So do I suggest Windows subsystem for Linux? Yeah, if you want Windows, if you want Windows and you also want Linux, then Windows subsystem for Linux. And also as I play CTFs and all these things, so Windows subsystem for Linux is like good thing because there are some tools like memory analysis tools like FTK Major, Autopsy, and all these are good on Windows. So and it's like it's a balanced version. I use both every day. No hate for anything. Everything is good until it's good. Yeah, no, it's just my opinion. It's not trying to force anyone to use anything. Any more question? Yeah, in the next part, I'll do some dynamic analysis. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It would probably be on 22nd or something. I'll just take a rest for tomorrow, and I'll in the rest in the sense I'll try to do the setup part and I'll just come back again on 22nd and maybe see something. We will do some kind of dynamic analysis and do stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's being said. Thank you for watching the stream for today. Really appreciate your time being spent here. I hope you learned something new or something that is cool. This is Satvik signing off. I'll meet you in the next one. Thank you. Take care. Bye.